So, the Red Pill movement. What is the Red Pill movement? And how can it impact our lives in our daily lives? The name of the Red Pill movement comes from a film Matrix from 1999, where a character can choose between taking the blue pill and living in dumbness and stupidity, or taking the red pill and acknowledging the reality. This is a questioning that is always stated by the community. Are we our real selves on the internet or are we not? It just states that the reality must be said, and being politically correct without telling the truth is not the way internet must work. We must tell our opinions and our truths. The movement just establishes that this is the right way to use internet and to spread public knowledge. The history of the Red Pill movement started in 2016 with hate speeches on Twitter, but it fastly moved to Reddit. According to Shara Yadav, the working system of each one of those social medias influenced a lot the decision of changing from Twitter, now X, to Reddit. It's due because on Twitter, all things that are posted are delivered to any user. However, on Reddit, you might join a community, call it subreddit, to access the content inside of it. It causes, on Twitter, a type of, a debate because of the combination of different perspectives, and on Reddit, a type of over-agreement due to the homogeneous community in terms of ideology. The manosphere. Taking a few steps back to understand how the Red Pill movement fit in our society. According to the United Nations Women, the manosphere is an umbrella term that covers all communities that shares its values. So, the values of the manosphere are mainly violent conduct, extremist ideologies, especially related to the right wing, and the behavior of pulling people down in order to feel above others. This chart from the University of Toronto just shows us where the posts of the manosphere are on internet. It just shows that there is an immense amount of posts outside of the manosphere. So it turns inferable that the main focus of this community is to spread its knowledge and its thoughts, expanding itself. But it is essential to take a look at who composes those communities. Incels are the main composers by of those communities. Incels state for involuntary celibates. Involuntary celibates are people that not because they want to, but because they were born this way, cannot have romantic relations. The term appeared for the first time on the 90s at a personal website called Alena's Involuntary Celibacy Project. However, throughout the last decades, the term turned its main definition due for its multiple uses on internet. Now, I'll change my vocabulary from incels that I was using because of learning matters, and I'll change to misogynist incels. Because according to the Institute for Research on Male Supremacism, the term incels also covers women that are incels and men that are incels, but do not behave the way I want to talk with you about. According to Brett Steele, the Senior Director for Preventing Target Violence at the Macon Institute, there's no specific definition for the word incel because of these multiple usages on internet. So we cannot just say that this is the definition of incels or that is the definition of incels. It's not. According to the person that I'm saying and according to the circumstances, according to the audience, the term can turn its meaning. According to a study published in 2022, published on the National Library of Medicine, misogynist incels tend to have depression symptoms, anxious symptoms, externalization of blame because of self-dissatisfaction, and self-rumination. According to the same study, misogynist incels compare feminist movements to universities and also reject feminist movements because they think that those movements can take off the rights that were granted for them throughout the history of our society. But doing a simple line of thinking, we can correlate universities to knowledge, knowledge to reality, and reality to the primary concept of red pill. Isn't it contradictional that what they reject is also what they defend? Those are some terms that are used on the red pill movement and communities. According to The Guardian, those are just some examples of terms that are used to pull people down, for example. But I want to look further on the alpha male term. Alpha male term appeared for the first time on Brave New World from 1937 by Aldous Huxley. According to the New York Magazine, the book just states the alpha as the maximum level of authority in a society, comparing the wolf society in which there is a alpha wolf leading this community to the human society when men and alpha males can just leader. Alpha males, according to this thought, is superior by nature. Others just need to give them submissions and be grateful. And other men just desire to be them however, they cannot because they weren't born this way. What are the impacts of it? According to another study published under the National Library of Medicine, social instability is the main factor of the impact of the red pill, manosphere, and incels' influence in our society. This study establishes that teenagers are especially more susceptible for influence, for being influenced by others. And we must regard that humans are social beings, and we must fit in a group to understand, to feel complete. However, teenagers are most susceptible. For teenagers, this is a necessity that cannot be underseen. So, if there is a proposal of being right, others that are attacking you being wrong, and you being part of a group, why do young men, do not enter and be welcomed by these communities? If we take a look at this Financial Times chart, we can see that throughout the last decades, the disparity between genders' ideologies has differed more and more. There is a masculine tendency on adhering with conservative values, while women are closer to the left wing. Isn't it interesting? It's something to talk about. And to say it to your children. Families and the support staff for your children, you must talk with them about it. It cannot be a taboo. Internet and its dangers must be a topic because then they could go through those situations and understand and have previous knowledge about it. It cannot be a surprise, because if it is a surprise, people will be influenced by empty speeches. And we need to use our critical thinking skills. Thank you for watching. I know your time is precious, and I'm very proud to be here today.